You guys are probably gonna laugh, but this is how the recording sounds when I whistled into my phone that we actually ended up keeping. What's up guys, today I'm gonna show you how I made my new song Late at Night, which is out on Spinnin Records, and this is how that sounds. We're doing a remix contest for the song, link is in the description, you can win this stuff. As always, I've made a free sample pack of the song that you can download in the description. These are some of the sounds. As always, one of the first 500 comments is winner for messaging them by me. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you have Instagram, but I'll shut up now, let's dive into it. So this song started with a demo that was sent to Paul and I. We really loved the demo. We were so excited to work on something that Mood Melody sent us. He's one of the biggest songwriters and producers from Norway. He's worked with, for instance, wrote on Stay by Zed and worked with Jesse J and a lot of other big names. So we're super excited, but we wanted to flip it somehow into a house song. So we had this guitar that was recorded by another Norwegian, Tommy Christiansen, with some additional chords on top. It was just such a good vibe, I think. We had that, and also the vocal melody was there from before with a female vocalist, but I don't have that here, but this is how the melody was as well.
Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind. Make me feel I'm not alone tonight. I'm on my way to.
We really loved the melody and the lyrics. It was such a cool theme with Late at Night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind. I felt that was really sick. So we continued to write the pre-chorus melody.
I can't let go of what we.
And what was in the demo as well was these things, which was so cool.
I can't let go of what we didn't.
That interplay with the melody and the choir thing, that was so sick. We ended up continuing to write the pre-chorus and we wrote the chorus.
Will you let me stay the night? Will you let me stay till the morning? Can we dance just you and I?
And when we had that part written, we also came up with an additional whistle melody, which ended up being. So in this part,
Can I go? Will you let me stay the night?
the song sort of switched us up vibe, because there we used an electric guitar and played the inversion of the chords there as well, which sort of flipped the vibe and put it into more of like this chill housey vibe, which I felt was a really cool contrast. So that was sort of the bigger picture of the story of the song, and I'm gonna go into a bit more of detail, starting with the whistle, how that was made. So we had the idea for the melody, but we were like, what are we gonna do with it? Do we want a synth? Do we want a vocal? Then we were like, maybe try a whistle. And we were like, nah, that's too cheesy. But it just sounded so right. And you guys are probably gonna laugh, but this is how the recording sounds when I whistled into my phone that we actually ended up keeping. It's embarrassing. It's slightly auto-tuned, but that's it. It's just, it sounds so bad. I wanted to get as much white noise and air into the whistle as possible, because then it's not just one resonance. So then it sounds extra bad, because the microphone just was like, nope, not having it. And we had a lot of pops and clicks and put on a lot of effects, and this is what it sounded like then. Sounded a bit better, at least to my ears. So what happened? From this, and then I put on a parallel compressor, I think it was, yeah. I just crushed it into this wall, pretty much. And then I put on 100% reverb, which just expanded the signal sort of, so you don't have that one resonance. And then I put on a filter that is doing nothing. Cut off some lows, because there were a lot of them. And another notch filter, I think. Yeah, it's automated, so it's like dips down when it hits sometimes. This Echo Boy. Just a very basic chill delay. And this one's for more of an ambience slap delay. If I turn it up, makes it even more creepy. But the real secret here is soothe. So what that did was, let me turn up the signal a bit. I think this is doing that. Okay, so without soothe, probably hurts your ears quite badly, which is the trouble and problem with a lot of the whistle stuff. And I added the soothe. It's pretty much just killing all the resonances, and it made it sound decent. And I even have 2 layers to each side. I think they sound even worse than the main one without effects. It's horrible. I should have re-recorded it with a proper mic, but I've sort of liked the vibe, and that's what I ended up with. So with the dubs, this is how it sounds. It just sounded really dreamy, which I felt fit the vibe. So that's the whistle. Okay, so I've opened up the next step, which was the first version of the production, sort of, which is a bit more detailed with the guitar here. Every single chord is like separately taken, played by Paul, because we're not the best guitarists in the world. But it sounds good, I think. This is without effects. There's a lot of takes. And then with the guitar rig and stuff, had this vibe. This is the most chilled down track I've ever released. It just felt right to make it like this in the times that we're living in. That sounded cheesy to say, but it just felt natural to me, and this is how the drop sounded. The idea. And there's even this chant going in the background that we removed. Yeah, this is sort of a very, very rough first draft, which sounds very over the top. It's a lot of going on, and it's just had to be compromised, just to be compressed sort of into a more specified track, if that makes sense. So there's a lot going on. It's a bit chaotic to understand what's going on. But the idea was there. So the basics here is the rhythm elements, which is the Breathe bass that I used in my song Breathe, which you can download for free in the description, as always. The sample packs, all the sample packs. These toms. This is the foundation of the groove. With the Z remix kick, as always. We have some claps. And we have this short hi-hat, but that's pretty much it for the track here. It was a really, really simplistic song in that sense. Oh, then the sub bass is actually not punching the balls for once. It's from the Moog, which I felt fit a bit better. It was a bit warmer and chiller. So here, there's not a lot going on, but you get the idea. That's the thing. And there's a snap. The one I always use. I'm gonna go into these plucks because these do a lot for the song. It sounds like this. I think we ditched this actually. Yeah, but the guitar plucks ended up being very, very crucial. So I'm gonna go into the project where we recorded those. So 2 sec. So in this project, which is the 4th, I think, that the project was into, we skipped the guitar for now and just focused on what we wanted to add, like pluck wise. So this is how it sounded without anything. And then with the plucks that we added. Which I think they did so much for the song. This is how it sounds alone. Oh, we actually had the guitar slightly here. Anyways, this is a lot of layers from a guitar. This is gonna take a long time to explain, but I'm just gonna run through it quickly. This is the first one. The sort of a more bassier pluck. This is without effects. With the electric guitar and with effects. Just slight top-notch boost and really heavily compressed, multiband compressed. We have this one. Just adding that attack, which was a separate mic that we put close to the electric guitar, just to catch that attack, which we wanted to bring in again because it was really soft. So for the top layers, we have 2 dubs to either side. The same processing, just squash it together. And then the other side. Together it sounds like this. The first one, it sounds like this. So we already had some nice harmonies going. Now we went into this, which was sort of a crappy high layer. But that was the mic that was picking up just the picks. So it gave it that attack again. So those are all the elements. They've been carefully glued together by volume automations. And this is how that sounded in the end. It's not perfectly synced, but it felt human and I liked it. So over to the next project. Okay, we're back in the final sort of project. We have all the plugs brought into here. We have a little crash and this fill. But there's not that much going on here because it's a really chill, more of a loungy track. Just brought in some shakers and I think that's primarily it, right? I think that's primarily it. We also did some stuff to make the whistle appear a bit more defined. Which is just some humming. You could probably barely can hear this one as well. To fill up the melodic space just a little bit, and this is how that sounded. We have this going into each kick that you can barely hear. These do a lot as well. So you can have that defined melody in the guitar. Oh, and this is so crucial as well for the vibe of the entire song. In the second part here, this comes in and follows into the second verse. I think that was so beautiful. It just gave the track that drive and it was really, really cool. So one thing I want to talk about before we wrap it up here is the introduction to this drop from this part. So you're in this really 4 to the floor vibe and then you drop into this chiller part here. Will you let me stay tonight? But you still want to keep the groove going, so we kept the pluck bass so that you still have some rhythm, and we introduced this bass just to initiate something happening with a riser. This one, the ones I always use. Can we dance just you and I? Will you let me stay till the morning? And introduced the snaps and claps in the second half here. So you sort of move the track forwards with very, very little elements, which I think is a good idea often. I think that's primarily it. I'm gonna go quickly into the vocal mixing, but if you guys have any questions, please just let me know. Oh, and I like this one as well, which was this 808 or 909 clap, just with the slap delay. It's pretty cool. I liked it. But please let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna go into the vocal mixing quickly. Okay, so there's not that much value here because we recorded the vocal like almost 2 years ago. So we just have this dry stem left. Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind. It was actually supposed to just be the demo vocal. We weren't supposed to keep it. I even pitched his voice 1 semitone down because we weren't going to use it, and I pitched the whole song to make it fit with the bass line and stuff. And so it sounded a bit weird, but unique in a way, and we felt like keeping it for some reason. And I think it works really well. What do you guys think? I just wanted to show you the reverbs and delays here because I think I like them. Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind. That's pretty much just 2 delays and 1 reverb doing all the work here. See the reverb first? Actually, this reverb was just for the chorus.
Will you let me stay tonight?
This huge reverb, or not that huge, but it was almost 3 seconds decay.
Will you let me stay tonight?
And width.
Will you let me stay tonight?
So if you compare that, because that's when the chiller vibe kicks in and you want that ambient epic feel. In comparison, this is the reverb in the verse.
Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind.
Way more intimate, which felt more correct and right with the vocal. So in the verse, I'm focusing more on the delays, which are this one.
Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind.
Pretty simple one, and this one as well.
Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind.
Pretty simple stuff, and this one as well.
Late at night, I bought a ticket.
Nope, that wasn't on. These two work together.
Late at night, I bought it.
I like that they've sort of clashed in a way that felt a bit weird.
Not alone tonight.
Because it made it a bit chaotic in a good way.
Look aside, oh I can't let go. Will you let me stay tonight? Will you let me stay till?
So I pretty much cut out all the delays when he's singing in the chorus. So the focus in the is the reverb in the chorus.
Will you let me stay tonight?
To give you guys an impression of how it feels, the change, this is going into the chorus.
I'm on my way to your talk aside, can't let go. Will you let me stay tonight?
Just feels like it's opening up, which fit well with the master. I'll put that on.
I'm on my way to your talk aside, can't let go. Will you let me stay tonight? Will you let me stay till?
Wouldn't maybe not think of it if I just kept the original one, but it adds this feeling that I felt was very nice. I'm really curious for what you guys think of the song, because it's the most chill track I've ever released, and maybe I should do a club edit of it. I'm definitely doing a remix contest, which you can enter, and I hope you guys learn anything or thought something was interesting. And I'm gonna shut up now. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great life.